Hi, this is Robert Taylor. Today I'm reviewing the Macintosh MC462 power amplifier. Please stay tuned. The Macintosh MC462 is the most powerful solid-state amplifier in the Macintosh lineup. The 462 is 17.5 inches wide, 9.5 inches high, and 22 inches deep. The amplifier weighs a back-breaking 115 pounds, and the price is $10,000. This amplifier lands somewhere in the middle of the Macintosh range. It's the least expensive amplifier with all of their core technologies, yet it's the largest stereo amplifier in their range. One of the features included in this amplifier is what Macintosh calls an autoformer. Basically, this is an output transformer like on a tube amplifier, and what this does is this provides 450 watts of power into 2, 4, and 8 ohms. Macintosh also claims that this amplifier is capable of dynamic peaks of 1800 watts. Another exclusive feature is something called Power Guard. This monitors and adjusts the input signal and makes adjustments to prevent the amplifier from clipping. The 462 has another feature that Macintosh calls Sentry Monitor, which is a fuseless short circuit protection system that disengages the output stage before it has a chance to damage the amplifier. The amplifier is a quad balance design all the way through, which cancels out noise and distortion in the audio signal. In conjunction with the auto transformer, the amplifier has a set of binding posts for 2, 4, and 8 ohm speakers, just like a tube amplifier would have. The fit and finish of the 462 is outstanding. This has the standard Macintosh cosmetics that have been around for decades. Some people love the look, some people hate the look. I personally like the way it looks, and it's nice to see something different from every other manufacturer in the industry. The one thing I will say about this amplifier is the box is gigantic. The shipping weight on the amplifier is 145 pounds. The amplifier is double boxed, and that box is the size of a small refrigerator. This amplifier won't get damaged in shipping unless it's dropped. The amplifier is held in place inside the box with screws through the bottom of the amplifier into a piece of plywood that's mounted in the internal box. Then there's the external box, which has foam around the internal box to keep the amplifier protected in shipping. In order to take the amplifier off the plywood backing, you need either a socket wrench or this little key that Macintosh provides. This key also fits the speaker binding post and allows you to tighten the cables down on the back of the amp. Nice touch, Macintosh. It even has the logo on the back of it. The 462's glass front panel has all of its labeling etched on the back side of the panel. If you were to physically touch the knobs or buttons on this amplifier for decades, you'd never be able to rub off the lettering like you can on a silkscreen piece of metal. And when the amp is on and the Macintosh logo and the meters are lit up, they look incredible, especially in a dark room. One of the features I really like about this amplifier are the connectivity options. The amp has 12-volt triggers in and out to allow you to connect to other components to control power on and power off. Also, there's a second set of balanced and unbalanced outputs on the back. So if you want to daisy chain the amplifier, you have the ability to pass the signal from the preamp to the power amp, then the power amp out to another amplifier or subwoofer. And of course, the best feature of all about this Macintosh amplifier is the big blue meters. Love the look or hate the look, you can't help but be fixated by watching those big blue meters move as music is playing. Macintosh is celebrating its 75th anniversary in 2024, and given the fact that they can still service equipment that's over 40 years old, along with the build quality of this amplifier, gives the purchaser of this amplifier a lot of peace of mind about their decision to make this investment.
I'm Alan Perkins, lead analog designer for MoFi Electronics, and this is the new master deck. What does the turntable sound like? Really nothing. It's a table with a very, very low noise floor, really no background noise. You forget wondering if the speed's stable because it's so stable. You're just listening to the music and enjoying it, and I think the purest form you're going to hear.
The first thing I want to say about the sound quality is there's been a lot of chatter on the internet in the last few years about the sound quality of McIntosh products in general. Some claim that they're mushy sounding, opaque, dark, and not detailed. I think that's a preconceived notion of what McIntosh used to be in the 70s through the early 2000s, and that persists to this day. And I just want to say that that's definitely not the case. I would say that the 462 is a little on the warmer side of neutral, but that's not to say it's dark or mushy sounding. It's just a little warmer sounding, and it will be a perfect amp for speakers that are a little on the bright side. Starting at the bottom, I think the bass on this amplifier is outstanding. My reference amplifiers up until I got this one were a highly regarded pair of Class D amplifiers. The first time I hooked up the MC462, the speaker sounded like I'd added a subwoofer. The bass was more powerful and extended than what I'd been previously using. Along with that, there was a deeper extension and better level of clarity. You could hear more texture inside the bass, and I found that because there was a stronger foundation to the music, the soundstage allowed me to hear all those little cues that were inaudible on my previous reference amplifiers. Throughout the upper bass and lower mid-range, all the way up through the mid-range, this amplifier sounds full. There is a slight hint of warmth again, but it's very detailed and clean sounding. There is no mushy middle like tube amps of yore. Male vocalists like Johnny Hartman sound fully fleshed out. The instruments with a lot of range in their mid-band sound well rendered. For an example, Milt Jackson's vibraphone on the album Bag's Groove. You can hear the richness of that instrument along with the percussive strikes as he hits the keys with his mallets. The highs on this amplifier tend to be, again, a little on the warmer side of neutral. And to me, this is a good thing, especially on a lot of digital recordings that can sound strident or harsh. Listening to something like Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears, that sonic presentation is tilted upward toward the highs and can sound bright and irritating on a lot of equipment. The MC462 tames that. On the song Boogie Street from Leonard Cohen's album 10 New Songs, you can hear how well the MC462 images. You hear Leonard Cohen and Sharon Robinson standing next to each other in the same lateral plane. Also at the same time, there's an alto saxophone player in the far right of the soundstage, slightly in front of the singers. During the chorus of the song, you hear the background singers in the far left of the soundstage, but then there's an emphasis on certain phrases that are heard in the far right soundstage, just behind the right speaker. I listened to the song Wayfaring Stranger from the 2019 album There Is No Other by Rhiannon Giddens. You have the power of her singing along with the sparse instrumentation of just her playing a banjo and an accompanying accordionist. This song is probably the truest definition of roots music. I would say it's a mix between blues, bluegrass, country, and folk all rolled into one song. She is one of those incredible artists that hardly anybody knows about, but has produced a good body of work over the last decade or so. And now something completely diametrically opposed to Rhiannon Giddens. I listened to the funkadelic song Cosmic Slop from the 1973 album of the same name. This is psychedelic funk. Basically, it's one big wall of sound with backing vocals coming from the far left channel, main vocals coming from slightly center of right, and then there's just one big wall of sound coming from the back of the sound stage, with instruments being placed in various lateral planes within the sound stage. It's an interesting look at early 70s music. Overall, if you're looking for an excellent sounding, well-made, seemingly bulletproof amplifier that will last for years if not decades, this might be the amplifier for you. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more content on this channel. Also considering subscribing to the Absolute Sound magazine for more reviews like this one.